question I get asked. Here's what it is. What is the difference between a unilateral contract and a bilateral contract? Now, I want you to comment down below if this is your conception. This is your idea of what the difference between bilateral and unilateral is. Everyone always says unilateral is with one party and bilateral is with two parties. Nay, nay, that is not the case. What happens here is this. You have to understand, there has to be multiple parties in every contract. Every contract. Why? One of the essential elements of a valid contract is offer and acceptance. Now, I have amazing conversations with myself. I'm sure you might as well. However, you cannot have offer and acceptance or a meeting of the minds with just one party. It doesn't work. So every contract has multiple parties. So, Stu, we've gotten that out of the way. So now what's the difference between unilateral and bilateral? Well, a bilateral contract, that's going to be, let's just say this. Bilateral is the most common contract. That is a promise that is exchanged for a promise. So I will do A if you do B. What does that mean? Let's talk a little bit about that, okay? And I'll give you a couple of examples. And again, this is very common. I will sell you my fountain pen for $200. You giving me the $200 is your promise to me, your obligation, and then my promise to you is giving you the pen. So that would be an example of a bilateral contract. Now, I'm sure you could think of in your head a lot of other examples of a bilateral contract now. Probably everything that you get into, that you get involved with, is bilateral. Okay? So now, what is unilateral? Unilateral is where one party is obligated to perform. It is an option. Someone is being given a choice. So, let's use the pen again. And let's make it unilateral. I'm going to let you buy this pen by the end of June for $200. You could choose to buy it or to not buy it. Whatever you decide, I'm obligated to perform. So I'm giving you an option, giving you a choice to do A or B. Very famously, I always tell people about the story of me and my wife. So Mrs. Stu, what we do is this. Every single year for her birthday, I give her a choice of 2 places to go to for her birthday on vacation. So I give her a unilateral contract that is binding to me. She has the choice of going to Hawaii or going to Disney World. She usually chooses Disney World. But that's all on her. Whatever she decides, I'm now obligated to go forward with. So that is a unilateral contract. So Stu, bring it to real estate. Let's talk about that for a second. So an option contract would be like this. You have the choice to buy my home for $200,000 by the end of June. Or you could not. Whatever you choose, I'm bound to perform on. I'm bound and obligated to go forward with. Okay? So why do people go into option contracts? Are they common? No, they're not common. And number 2, why do people enter into them? Well, typically there's some sort of fee that the person receiving the option would be paying. Maybe they give like $1,000. They're like, hey, to keep this offer open, to keep this contract open, and give me the chance to do A or B, here, I'll give you this non-refundable fee. So that it incentivizes the option or the one giving the option, the one giving the choice, to enter into said contract. So, in a nutshell, that is the difference between a unilateral contract, also known as an option contract, and a bilateral contract. Hope that helped you out. If it does, remember, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you real soon.